Hi, I'm King 5 meteorologist Rich Marriott. We're getting a little bit of a break on this Friday. We had some showers early this morning, but those have pretty much wrapped up and skies are beginning to clear, and we should turn partly sunny this afternoon. That'll be a pleasant change. It doesn't look like we should see any showers around. However, we may start to see some rain moving up from the south as we head towards late afternoon or evening down around the Olympia area, and then gradually work its way northward during the course of the evening. Take a look at our countdown to spring. We're getting closer and closer, just 5 days. Next Thursday, spring arrives officially. The weather, it's going to warm a couple degrees as we head into next week, but actually still going to be running below normal as we head into the first few days of official spring next week. Taking a look at the other thing that accompanies the arrival of spring, the pollen count. We had it checked yesterday afternoon by Northwest Asthma and Allergy, and they found that we had a moderate pollen count, mostly staying as trees, and still mainly cedar and juniper, the big contributors to that pollen count, and grasses and weeds pretty much not around yet. Taking a look at the Doppler radar at about 10 o'clock this morning, you can see still showers off the coast and up into Vancouver Island, but looking dry over Puget Sound, which is the way it should be staying, it looks like, as we head towards later today and tonight. We have seen a few showers down in parts of Oregon. You can see it's down there and into southwestern Washington. That will take until late afternoon to start moving into Puget Sound, it looks like. And then it's going to be turning wet overnight tonight. And right now, Saturday looks like it's going to be a pretty wet day. Around the Port Angeles area, we've got a deck of clouds there, making it a little on the gray side. I expected to see a little bit more sun getting through those clouds. And you can see that's happening there in Seattle, looking out towards Mount Rainier. And not a bad looking morning there in Tacoma. Mount Rainier just barely sticking up into some of those middle and high clouds. It looks like we have some lenticulars and maybe a cap cloud there on Mount Rainier, which is normally a sign that there is a storm nearby, and in fact there is, and that's what's going to be moving in a little later on today. Checking our temperatures this morning, we're running now in the low 40s. Most places dropped into the low to mid 30s earlier today, and we had those clearing skies overnight. You can see those temperatures drop down into even the upper 20s there around one of our stations in Olympia, because the air mass is generally pretty cool. And again, snow levels are down around 1,000 feet early this morning, so not surprising we dropped down into the low 30s most spots starting off the day, but we should warm back up again to probably getting into the low 50s this afternoon. Our first alert 7-day forecast, you can see we get a break today. That rain moves back in again. It looks like a pretty wet day on Saturday. Turn to showers later in the day, but we'll continue to see some locally heavy rain down to the south of Seattle, especially once you get down south of Olympia from a system moving into Oregon. Highs tomorrow dropping back to the upper 40s. Decreasing showers on Sunday with some afternoon sun breaks. We're going to be looking for heavy snow to move into the Cascades as we head towards late tonight and tomorrow. Could see anywhere from about 8 to 12 inches of total snow over the weekend at a lot of the ski areas. So good news for skiers and snowboarders, bad news for people who are trying to just travel across the passes. And we do start off fairly quietly for at least the first half of next week. Take a look at the satellite image. You can see that system approaching Oregon right now, and that is going to work its way up north and finally bring that rain in here as we head towards, as I said, late afternoon or evening. Checking the Weather Service, they've issued a winter storm warning basically for both slopes of the Cascades. That's going to be starting at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning and continue until 11 a.m. on Sunday due to the heavy snowfall making travel difficult across the Cascades. Checking our computer model, you can see a lot of clouds around filtering that sun this afternoon, but no precipitation, so that's definitely a plus. As we head towards this evening, you start to see that rain moving up from the south into the Olympia area, maybe as far north as Tacoma, and then overnight tonight that moves right on up through Puget Sound. We see a little bit of rain shadowing to the west-northeast of, to the east-northeast of the Olympics, up there towards southern Whidbey Island and the northern Kitsap Peninsula, as we often do see. And then as we move through the day tomorrow, we will see that turn to off and on showers by evening time, so things will be letting up a little bit. And then you can see we have most of the shower action taking place to the south as we head towards later on Saturday. Moving on into Sunday, just off and on showers, and those should be decreasing as we head towards later in the day on Sunday. We did get some new snow in the last 24 hours. Baker reported 5 inches of new, Stevens 7 new, Snoqualmie 4 inches of new, and Crystal 2 inches of new. So we're continuing to add to that snowpack, which is a good thing to be doing. See, not looking too bad from our Snoqualmie camera. That live camera showing a little bit of sun kind of sneaking through the clouds there, and they should see partly sunny skies up at the passes a little later on. In fact, they're seeing that right now there at Stevens. A lot not all that full for a Friday afternoon. Checking the computer models, okay, from 5 a.m. or from 10 a.m. this morning until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to be looking, there it is, until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact. We're going to be looking for, depending on where you are, you can see down to the south, you see the heavier quantities with there at Paradise picking up almost a foot of snow, it looks like, by tomorrow morning. And then most of the areas around Snoqualmie and Stevens Passes picking up anywhere from about 3 to 6 or 3 to 7 inches. And of course, the other areas farther to the south doing just a little bit better. Then if we check going from Saturday onward to 5 a.m. on Sunday, you can see we pick up another, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches. So we could have totals over the weekend of anywhere from about 6 inches to maybe a little over 12 inches. Paradise, at least according to the computer model, should get about 15 inches of snow. Checking our pass travel, if you're headed east or west across the passes, today looking pretty good. There might be a few flurries, otherwise it's going to be partly sunny. We'll see temperatures at the highway pass levels getting into the low to mid 30s, it looks like. Snow level today running around 2,500 feet. Overnight tonight, we will see increasing snow. That snow level will drop to about 1,500 feet. Saturday looks like we'll be seeing from the early hours of the morning some heavy snow moving in there. The snow level holding right around 2,000 feet. And then Sunday, off and on snow showers, and that snow level holding at 2,500 feet. So it'll be a pretty good addition to the snowpack, it looks like, over the weekend. Checking that extended forecast. So for this afternoon, partly sunny. High temperatures today warming into the low 50s, a little better than they have been, but still below our normal high, which is around the mid 50s. And it decided to continue moving onward. Let's go back and finish that 7-day. You can see there on Saturday, we're going to be looking for that rain to be around through much of the morning. It should be some steady rain, and then we'll see it turn to off and on showers with probably the heaviest quantities from all that rainfall, primarily south of Seattle. We saw that in the snowfall up in the mountains. As we get into Sunday, look for decreasing showers and maybe some sun breaks. Monday and Tuesday not looking too bad. We're going to see just a few showers around both days. We're kind of between weather systems, and we'll see some sun breaks mixed in as well. High temperatures running mostly in the low 50s, so still below normal. Wednesday, partly sunny and dry, low to mid 50s, and then for the arrival of spring at 2:03 in the morning on Thursday, it looks like we'll be seeing increasing rain with high temperatures right around 50 degrees. Take a look at that 6 to 10-day temperature outlook. You can see we don't see a whole lot of change, maybe getting closer to our normal highs as we head towards that last week of March, but still not seeing anything like those 60s that we saw just a few weeks ago, which is, at least at this point, just a distant memory. But they will be making a return, I'm sure, as we head towards the next couple of weeks. Again, in the long-range computer models, it does look like we get into the mid to upper 50s as we head towards the end of the month. So there is some light at the end of the tunnel, or at least warmer temperatures.